Welcome everybody. Hello and welcome to tonight's live. I'm pretty excited to be sharing this information with you tonight. So come on over, say hello, let me know where you're joining from. Hey Jalen, welcome. And I'm just interested and curious for us to learn more about retirement and where you're up to in your retirement plan. So, Jalen, where are you tuning in from? I'd love to know where you are from. And let's go from there. So, tonight, it is a little bit about our retirement plan and what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I think it's really important that we do understand more about that and what's required for retirement. So, when we think about it, what's one thing that you've always wanted to do but never achieved? Because like now could be your perfect time to actually be, doing what you love and creating an income at the same time. So welcome everybody. Hello. And let's get some things happening here. Hi Timber, hi Kaylee, hi RG10 Fordo, welcome. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hi Annabelle. And let me know, are you retired? Are you working? Are you in a 9-to-5? Are you a business owner? From Sydney, welcome from Sydney. Great. So, where are you tuning in from, and where are you up to in your retirement plan? Or whether you're 50 or less even, it's like, what are you doing with your nun? You're pretty young, yeah, but if we don't start thinking, one thing I can say is I wish I had have put a retirement plan in place when I was like 25, because it really sucks when you get to retirement age and there's nothing for you. I mean, here in Australia, I'm sure random, that it's 67 before you can get a pension. The pension's half the amount of what you actually need to survive for 30 years in retirement. If you were to live for even 25 years, like, you can't live on that. So and if you're pretty young, then you may not even get a pension by the time you are ready to retire. So what's your retirement plan? What's your plan for retirement? Hey Chloe, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Let me know. Hi Jacqueline, welcome. Let me know where you're tuning in from. So if we don't have a plan, then we've got no starting point to work on how we're going to achieve it. And I think that that's something to really seriously think about, and to really start looking at seriously in regards to, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to create that either income to keep you living in the lifestyle that you already have, or just to create something that will give you a little bit extra to boost your pension when you do retire. There's things out there that you can do, but what is your plan? What are you going to do? Are you just going to wing it and hope for the best, or do you plan on literally setting something up? Hey Ruth, welcome. Hello, good to have you here. How are you feeling? So, it's important that we understand. Ruth's a very good friend of mine. We work together in a number of different, things together. And, both of us are really aware of what retirement is all, is all about. And, Ruth is somebody who's been caring for her elderly mum. You know, I've invested. I'm in Australia, Artist Life. I'm in Australia. Where are you from? So I've invested money into lots of different, you know, opportunities, and they haven't all been great. You know, sometimes they just don't work out and you lose that money. Whereas other times, oh, Canada, I've got friends in Canada. Welcome. So yeah, like sometimes things just don't work out. So you lose that money and you've got to find something else to replace it. Or you build a team in the traditional multi-level marketing sort of space, and you know, then you've got to hound your team to get their results every month, and you end up not really having much income because they will fall off because they're forced to buy products that they don't love. And then, you know, not all business work out. That's right, Ruth, exactly. So, you know, when that doesn't happen, what do? So I've always had an open mind to look for opportunities all the time, because I've done, you know, from nearly 30 years ago now, I've done, you know, multi-level marketing, network marketing, affiliate marketing, and I do have a number of income streams now. But I can tell you 12 months ago, I wasn't in that headspace. I had been losing money left, right, and center in you know, in different investments, and you know, that's something that really is. Oops, hang on, what have I done? So here we go. Yeah, so, you know, it's just not, it's not viable sometimes to just have one income stream. And so I've really had to look at things like, you know, alternative ways to invest, not only in myself, but in my future and my legacy. Because we really want, you know, for me particularly, I want to leave a legacy for my children so they never have to go through any financial struggle. And, you know, it's one of those things that, why won't that go? You know, it's not very nice to have to go through that, and you really don't want to have you don't want to see your kids go through that. So especially when you've experienced it yourself. So for me, I want to know that everything that I do will leave something that creates an income stream for them, or, you know, it leaves a legacy so that they've got something that they can have when, you know, when I've gone, so they don't have to struggle. And, you know, that's in more than one form. It's not just income, it's in, you know, other things that can be left to them as well. So hi Moe, welcome. So I have income streams. I'm in the digital marketing space, and, you know, it's a great opportunity for people who really want something and not have to spend all their time doing the work, because it's really about, you know, it's about 100% profit for everything. So you get master your resale rights. So you have the opportunity to resell these digital products that are done for you over and over as many times as you want to. And oh, hi Yasna, welcome back. Good to see you here again. So yeah, it's being able to resell them, but not just for yourself, but it's also for you, whoever purchases from you, that they have the opportunity to resell these products over and over again. Now, these products are definitely not, they're definitely not something that you have to build. I'm just going to show you here. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate it. So here we have, you know, down the bottom, I'm just going to go straight down the bottom where we've got these four products that we have. So you can come in at 100, you can come in at 300. You've got the Launchpad program. So this is basically how you're going to launch your business if that's the one that you choose. And you can resell those $100 programs over and over again. And you get 100% profit. So you're not sharing a profit with anybody, which is absolutely, amazing. And just starting your second year Bachelor of Accounting right now. Look, if you want to make some money on, while you're doing your degree, then, definitely it's a great opportunity to start, to have the option to be able to resell these products and earn 100% profit. So the second one, the Passive Daily Pay Blueprint, well, that's $300. So not only do you get to resell the 300, you also get to resell the 100 as well. And then the 600, if you purchase the 600, you get to sell the 6, the 3, and the 100. And of course, our main legacy builder, which is the one that I have purchased, this gives you all four options to resell. So it's 4 streams of income. You don't have to create them. They're already there. Anybody who purchases from you goes straight into that inbox and it's all there ready to go. The website's done for you. This website, the only thing I did on this website was added my images here, and that was it. And you can see here that we are licensed to resell. Now, we are the only ones in the market resale rights space in digital marketing to have a licensing certification. So that means that, we are being asked to have the knowledge, to learn what it is that we do. And what will happen is, if you're interested in learning more about this, Moe, then you will be asked to add your email address in here. And you add your email address, and then you will receive an email with a video. And this is when, and you don't I don't write the emails. They're all done for me. So it's all fantastic. We don't have to chase up. We don't have to follow up. The email marketing is done for us so that we don't have to close any of the sales. We don't have to hound friends and family. Of course, if you know people who are looking for something, you can talk to them about it, but they don't need to, you don't need to do that. So this is all done. Michelle is the founder of Digital Growth Community, and she has got, she brings us mentoring. She earned over $4 million in 2024, and she started this business in September 2022. Within 17 months, she had made 6 figures made her first $1 million. And she was actually astounded by the fact that within 6 months or 8 months, she had actually made 6 figures. So her mentorship, she knows what works. She's doing it every single day herself. And she helps us she supports us, so you get that as well. We have a community. This is my community that I've built. I put in daily videos every day so that you get to, find out more about who you are and what's going on. But that's an option. You don't have to do that. But you are automatically put into the digital growth community where you do get supported 100%. So, this is something that's, just available to us. And it's pretty incredible that we, everything else that I've done in the past with network marketing. You've got to either pay for events, or you've got to, you have to pay for the coaching as an extra, or there's always something more that you've got to pay for, or ongoing fees. But with this, you don't. You pay your fee, you get all that website and the landing page and everything done for you for $39. Like, you can't build a website for $39. You just can't. So that's all part of the deal that we get as well. So, which is pretty amazing that somebody will give us that much time and energy. So I think that's really important to know as well, that we get that information. And, I'd love to know more about, where you're at and what you're looking to achieve. And, like, what are you planning on leaving for your children and your grandchildren? What sort of a legacy do you want to create for them? Let me know in the comments where that sits with you and where you're up to with that. That'd be great. Mia, we're just having a conversation about retirement and options, for being able to do, do things for our future and for our children after we've gone. What can we leave as a legacy for them? I think that's really important. So if you've, I'd love to answer any questions that you might have and go from there. So let me know if you've got any questions. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'd like to know that too. I'm in Australia, and I've lived in Australia my whole life, so I've traveled a lot. And when you have these 100%, Ruth, what does that look like for you? What does that look like and feel like? Is it just you want to leave them money so they financially never have to struggle? What is it for you? Hi, user M, welcome. So, if we don't start thinking about this, like I said earlier, if I didn't start thinking about, I wish I had started thinking about this when I was like 25, like seriously thinking about what to do, because, at 50 plus, I was in a position where I was, I had nothing, I had pretty much had nothing. I didn't know where to go. I was stuck, in this state of lack and scarcity, and I think that's an important part of it. So, then I kind of built a bit of a, successful career, and then, I retired, and, then at 60, it was like, why is this starting all over again? So I had to do some work on myself as well, because high no doors, no problem. So, when you do, you've got to work out why these things keep going through the revolving door. And it's not nice. It's really not nice. And, going to your kids for help, going to your parents for help, when you're in your 60s is really, it's not a nice feeling to have to ask. So, the blueprint has really been a bit of a lifesaver in that regard for me, because it's helped me to create an income. I wake up in the morning, I've got new leads in my lead generation, and it does all the work for me. I don't have to worry. I don't have to sit there and do the emails. I don't have to sit there and follow up. I don't have to sit there and, annoy family and friends and ask them to come and join me, on a journey that they don't know anything about. Well, mind you, I didn't know anything about digital marketing either. I took a leap of faith, I scrimped and saved to get my $900 so I could start. And that's exactly what I did. And it's been the best thing I've done. So we're talking about retirement plans and how you're going to fund your retirement. Can I pause? No, I don't pause. I don't know what you mean pause. I'm on a live. It's not a pause. You can go back and watch it and pause it if you like. So yeah, it's it's really important to make sure that you're not leaving yourself short, because there's a lot of years after retirement. Stop. Okay, understand. What are you wanting to understand, Bailey? Did you have a question? So retirement, like, when you leave work and, you can't work anymore, what's your plan for your financial future? That's that's the question that I've kind of been asking along the way tonight. So do you have a plan for when you can't work anymore? Not doing anything, okay. So yeah, I think it's super important that we all know that we've got our way to survive. You got 3 properties, yeah? And properties is a good option, but I also know you've got to work that and get the right property managers to look after it, or the maintenance work that's got to go on. I've had properties in the past as well, and while it's a good option, wouldn't you like to earn money when you're sleeping and you don't have to worry about doing the painting or the cleaning or recarpeting or doing new replacing the curtains and carpets, or having a bad tenant and losing rent? Like, wouldn't you prefer to know that you can just earn money when you're sleeping? That's really, that's one way of looking at. But property is a good option. It's just not, like I said, I've had many properties and it's not the only option. So hi Junie man. Why would I know? Because I've done it. I've done it. So yeah, so these are the sorts of things that, even at 25, it's something that I really wish I had have seriously thought about. Because when you're 25, you're not thinking about when you're 60 or 70 and what you're going to do, right? No, I didn't say I was 25. I said when I was 25. So, it's important to know that your future's not going to carry you unless you've got something, in place. Okay, so has anybody got any questions about retirement, what you can do? Any questions about the Legacy Builder program? That'd be great. Let me know. That would be awesome. How do I buy your groceries? Exactly. That's that's exactly right, because there's many people with the rate of inflation that can't afford to buy groceries these days. So if you haven't got income coming in every day with 100% profit, then how are you buying your groceries? Inflation's never going to stop. Your recurring bills are not going to stop. They are consistently there. So these are things that you just if you're not thinking about your future, then you probably won't have one, or you'll go down a very dark road for a while until you can work it out. So I think it's really important that your future is super important, especially if you've got kids or you're planning on having children. How are you going to help them when they need it? That would be a major thing, you know, like instead of you going to them for help financially, you know, they can come to you and you can give them anything they want. So, you know, that's a part of having that freedom and, you know, being able to live life without the emotional stress, the, you know, overwhelm of how you're going to do anything, the anxiety, and then, you know, all of that turns into depression. And we all know that that's not a nice space to be in. So, you know, it's really worth thinking about. I definitely recommend seriously thinking about that and seeing what you can do. So does anybody, like, I'd love to answer some questions. Any questions about retirement or, you know, online opportunities or, you know, how you want to live in your future? What life is going to be about for you? I'm not a property manager, so I can't answer that. Don't know. I'm pretty sure you can't be a property manager online. I think that you need to be physically there so you can do your job. But that's something you would need to ask somebody in that that has that expertise. So yeah, so we are just about at the 30 mark, so the half-hour mark. So, you know, I'm on here every night at the same time, and, you know, we are talking about slightly different topics, but still all involve how do you financially succeed in your future. And, you know, it's a topic that a lot of people don't think about. You know, many seniors, I know in Canada, for example, half the people that are in Canada, half the people on a pension are literally homeless because they can't afford the high rents. And rents continually go up. You know, inflation is something that you're never going to have control of. Ever. You won't ever control that. But you can beat it. You can literally create an online business and get paid, you know, get paid from having an automation in place. 100% profit, automated business so that you don't have to do the follow-up. You know, you don't have to annoy family and friends. You've got an email automation that helps you to do your conversions from leads to sales. Like, it all just happens for you. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love to know more. And I'm just going to pop this form up so you can complete that form if that's something that you would like. And I'd be more than happy to get you your very own copy of the exact blueprint that I use to help with financial success and financial freedom. You know, every day is a Friday freedom. So if that's something that you're looking for, then I would love to have you just complete that form, and I will be back tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you all at the same time tomorrow. Have a wonderful night or a morning or a day wherever you are in the world. Bye for now.